Mayor Weaver over here just talking away, and I said, shh, I'm getting on the air. We can talk about that in a moment. All right. It is now time for the world-famous Butch and Bob Show right here on WIFO FM in Jessup. Big Dog Country Radio, world-famous Butch and Bob Show brought to you by O'Quinn & Associates, Murphy Builder Supply, and First Southern Bank.
Hi, Wayne and surrounding counties. This is Sean O'Quinn with O'Quinn & Associates. The one constant in life is change. Throughout our lives, we will go down roads that we never imagined. I have decided that it is time for me to make a change. I have decided to start my own independent insurance agency. What does this mean for you? Better rates and multiple companies. Give us a call at our new number, 912-385-1000, or stop by and see us. We are still at 212 South First Street, and we look forward to serving you.
Since 1946, Murphy's Builder Supply has been serving the folks of Jessup, Wayne, and surrounding counties with quality products and knowledgeable service. Matter of fact, they feel they sell service first to make sure you get exactly what you need for your home improvement projects. And with each employee at Murphy's being there for 10 years or more, you know you're talking with someone with the experience to help you with building supplies, tools, paint, and all the things you need from a full-service hardware store. The best choice in home improvement is Murphy's Builder Supply, 156 Northeast Broad Street, Jessup.
Hi, I'm Raymond Brown.
And I'm Mandy Yeomans. At First Southern Bank, our customers are like family. As a locally owned community bank, we're dedicated to helping our clients succeed.
We have loans for every need, whether it's personal or business. We have lines of credit, auto loans, equipment loans, and of course, we offer mortgages. Stop by our bank or call us at 912-588-1010 and see how First Southern Bank can help you.
Member FDIC Equal Housing Lender.
The following is an exclusive presentation of Jessup Broadcasting, the sports leader in Southeast Georgia.
World famous. The world famous Butch and Bob Show.
World famous Butch and Bob Show right here on WIFO 105.5 FM in Jessup, Big Dog Country Radio. It is a Thursday morning, 7th day of July. Bob, you doing all right? Did you play some golf yesterday?
A little bit.
A little bit? Played a little bit, huh? Did you do
Fighting
good?
his head cold.
Fighting the cold. You stay over there. Where's the Lysol?
Yeah.
Both Jason and I just kind of moved away from you a little bit when you said that.
Had a good day. Got to play with the other mayor, David Earl Keith and Mark McGregor. We won. So David Earl moved up to the gold tee, so he's playing well. So it's all good.
He's moved up to the gold. What are the gold tees?
That's when you go to 62, you move up. So.
Oh, you get to move up a little closer to the hole.
Yeah, right. The tee boxes are up.
Okay.
Yeah.
So it's for senior citizens then.
Well, 62.
Senior. Senior.
It's 70. At 70, you move up.
He's been waiting on that day a while.
And when you move up to 70, you go to what now?
At 70, you move up to the red. So
all right.
There's
so
white, gold, and red.
So he's in
and
the gold.
David Earl was counting it down for about at least 3 months.
Yeah, I guarantee you.
Well, how many feet is that? It can't be that far, is it?
It makes a difference.
It makes a difference
on
huh?
several holes. It's a huge difference.
Well, you do lose muscle mass as you get older, so that's it makes sense that the older you get, the closer you can be to the pin.
They've unleashed a new beast out there with David Earl at the gold.
Oh, Lord. New beast, David Earl and the gold.
But I had a good time.
We're glad you had a good round of golf out there yesterday.
It was fun. It's always fun when you win.
And hot, so I'm sure you drink a lot of water and stayed hydrated, right?
Yep, no doubt.
Yeah, because it is very hot out there. And today, heat index value is supposed to be close to 110. And it's going to be about 97. A very hot day again today. But welcome to the dog days of summer.
Everybody's gone out of town. That's where everybody's gone. There's no news. They can't find any news. Everybody's gone.
I mean, it's amazing.
Everybody I call, they're out of town at the beach.
I know. I called 2 people. One yesterday and one the day before. Didn't know they were out of town. Both of them, when I called them, I said, "What are you doing?" And they said, "Sitting on the beach." Both of them down in Florida somewhere, sitting on the beach. At least they answered the phone.
I got the same. That takes 3 people for the Butch and Bob Show. They're all out of town on the beach. I said, "Well, enjoy the time on the beach."
Yeah.
But the mayor wanted to come in from Scriven and talk about the big 4th of July celebration, recap that. It's a huge success. Friday night, I had a chance to go over there and watch the band, Second Chance. Always good to see Jack Brinkley perform, so it was good. I said he's 80 years old. Not sure how many times he's going to perform, but anytime you get a chance to hear his voice. And get to see Jack. It's always fun. So it was a good time Friday night. Good crowd.
Yeah, great time. Kicked off with having the congressman in town. That was big. He was able to speak and tell a little bit about what's going on.
When did Betty Carter speak?
Right when we started at 8. He got there about 7:20.
Okay.
He got hung up in that bad wreck, so he was a little late. But he walked every aisle, shook every hand, spoke to every person there.
So the Second Chance concert at the fire station there Friday night. Okay.
Yep.
Good.
Yep. It was packed house.
Stacked, racked, and packed, huh?
Community come out again and full force, and like normal, we got that little rain shower early, and it quit, and we had a good time. We had a little bit more fans this year than last, so it wasn't quite as hot. It was still hot, but last night, I just looked last night at 8:48. I think I was taking my daughters home, and the thermometer on the truck said 93 at 8:48 last night.
Yeah.
Tell us about Saturday's events.
Saturday was another success. It was supposed to rain all day. I don't think we got a drop in Scriven, and that might be the first time that's happened since I've been in office. So what it made possible was a plethora of people all day long, not just right before dark at the fireworks.
Did you look that word up before you came here, plethora?
Well, I had a teacher one time teach it to me, and I figured
she taught it to
this
you?
would be a great time to use it. I've never used it.
Okay, well, good. Good, God, you were able to use it in a sentence there.
Yeah, pulled it right up out of my hat.
Yes, sir. Way to go.
But it was packed. Our fire department had a booth. Everybody that had a booth, we went around, and everybody was just tickled to death. The car show, I'll tell you, that was the real win of the whole deal, because it was done for Dylan Hargrove, and they raised around $5,000 that day.
Oh, wow.
For Dylan. And then our fire department raised another almost $400 just at a booth with a Dunkin' booth there, and they give all that money to Dylan. So,
you might have had people volunteer for that Dunkin' booth just to cool off.
I had one firefighter that wouldn't get out of it. That was the coolest spot. I said, that's all right, because they put it up about 12. I said, by 5 o'clock with this 100-degree temperature, that water's going to be like a sauna. But it was great. Probably one of the biggest overall festivals that we've held. I rode to town, me and one of my employees, right about 10 minutes before firework time, just to look, and they were stretched all the way out, just like old times. Fireworks show this year run about 17 minutes, which I thought was a little bit down. Usually we're stretched out about 20 minutes, but they shot with a computer to just hit one button, everything. I mean, their goal,
faster.
Yeah, their goal is when one's busted and one's shooting, and then so they have already informed us prior to this show that next year there has already been a 40% increase in fireworks. So 25% on the shipping side and 15% on the actual firework. So
25% on the shipping?
25 on the shipping.
Yeah, but you don't know what the shipping's going to be next year. Prices could be back down by this time. I mean, they've already gone down 23 cents.
Well, those shows are bought a year in advance.
Oh, so they've already got them?
Right.
Okay.
As soon as he shot that show, he restocked for next year. And I didn't know that, but Daniel that used to shoot our show told me that the next day. So you're looking at, if you just look at a $20,000 show, that's $28,000 now for the same show. You're getting 20, which is a big difference. So
that is a big
as soon as Christmas in the park ends, be prepared for, one of my staffers to start hitting you up for money.
Okay.
I mean, we want to keep it going, and I mean, it's a great time. Say the fire department raised over $1,000 Friday night at the concert. Just a good weekend in the city of Scriven again.
It was a fun event. Like I said, glad you're able to come in and recap it for us. But also wanted to get your thoughts. You are a mayor. The city of Jessup's fighting over there. What the mayor can do with his charter and all that. And so, is the Scriven charter the same as the city of Jessup's charter?
No, our charter is different. There's a lot of different. There's actually 3 forms of government. I think the other night they was only discussing 2 from what I saw, and that being a weak mayor and a strong mayor. But there's actually a city manager form of government, and I think it's pretty well what the city of Jessup runs on. Here in Scriven, we run on a strong mayor form of government, which originally it just said you run on a strong mayor form of government. It didn't detail out, but when I come into office, I wanted it detailed out because we have moved to a time, what does a strong mayor form of government, what is my responsibility, and what is not my responsibility. So our council worked hard and detailed out every responsibility. And in a strong mayor, what we operate on, I'm the CEO and CFO of the city. I hire and fire all department heads. Now, department heads handle their own people, but I hire and fire all department heads. Take direction from the council, enact what they want, what they would like to see done in the city. And in the strong mayor, you do have a veto power. There's a process to that veto, but you do have veto power. Vote in case of a tie, and occasionally I do get to hand out an award or a plaque. But
how many department heads do you have over there?
I have a public works department. I have the the office administrative, and I have a police department and I have a fire department.
So 4 departments that you're in charge of hiring and firing people.
Yeah, and I'm hands-on daily. I mean, I can't, if I wasn't able to call, Buddy, my public works guy, I mean, we probably talk 50 times a day. I mean, it wouldn't, everybody knows communication's what makes the cog turn on the wheel, and if you don't have it, you're backing up.
Well, you were at the city meeting when all that took place, and I said the word after the meeting was they were going down to Savannah for a GMA convention. They were hoping to ask the GMA to kind of intervene, but from word I got from the GMA is that all the council members weren't in favor of the GMA stepping in, so they're not going to get involved in it. So they said it's either all or none. So you're with the GMA. Explain that.
I am. I just finished my term as president of GMA for our district, and immediately when I got to Savannah, the Georgia Municipal Association came straight to me because apparently there was a live video of this meeting, and going out the door, you were able to see me leaving out the door on the video. So they knew I was there, and they asked me what my take was, and I said, listen, my take is I don't have a take. I mean, I live in that county. I think they want to reach out. I think they want some help. They want to know who can do what or what. I mean, they really need to know what's going on. And because there's been 2 or 3 different charters slung out there. Well, there ain't but one charter. I don't know why, this person posts, I mean, I see it on social media. This person posts this in the charter, or this person posts that. Well, like most legal documents, and which is why we have attorneys in the world, you can find somewhere in every document that contradicts the sentence prior. I mean, that's just the bottom line. It's how you interpret it. That's why that charter is so important, because that's why it was so important for me to lay out in our charter the direct functions that I must do. But anyway, GMA, they said they were asked about coming in and mediating and trying to smooth things over, and in the meeting we had, GMA decided to take a stance that they are not a mediator at all. They would come and do a retreat on roles and responsibilities, and they've had great success in doing that, and people were able to move past and move forward. But the only way they would do that is if everyone was on board, and from our understanding, the entire council is not on board to allow GMA to come in. Which is, that's not really a good thing. I mean, I got to support my organization here, so I would be. I mean, if we in Scriven had something, to that effect, I would, I'd definitely be reaching for help and, say we need to get together. It's just sad when you see things like that take place in the public in our community that, it seems like all the time, Bob, we're talking about we are Wayne County. I mean, that's what we do. We like to fight and carry on. I don't understand it,
It was definitely not a good night. And speaking of attorneys, apparently the attorney advised them before that meeting began not to have that conversation, but they went against the advice of their attorney and had it anyway. And it just turned out to be, like I said on my newscast, a circus. They should have sold peanuts and popcorn, but it was just a black eye. They canceled the meeting Tuesday. The word was a couple of commissioners got COVID and they couldn't have it, so they haven't rescheduled it. So not sure when they're going to meet again, but like I said, the story I got was when Ralph was here talking, he said he wanted to reach out to GMA and have them come in and be the mediator and try to smooth things over and lay out the guidelines. But like I said, all the council members aren't on board with that. So GMA said either they're all on board or they're none on board.
That's
so
right.
They just totally stayed away from it. But it'll be interesting when they do meet again what all transpires. But it just seemed, there's a comment. I got to give it to Ray House because a comment that still sticks with me. He made a comment there. Well, David Earl did this and Herb Shaw did this, and it's different. I don't know why the charter hasn't changed since day one. So
right.
I don't know what's changed between Herb Shaw and David Earl and Mayor.
Well, and the council can give through the right documentation without changing the charter, can give that mayor special power. And possibly they did that. Maybe why Commissioner House is saying David Earl was able to do this or Mayor Shaw was able to do this. But if you have to spell it out, and I don't really know. I don't know what they had going on, but I know it really wasn't a good look, like you said. Anytime you can have that, I think, and maybe they did, I don't know, because I'm not sitting in their meetings, Apparently they said they had this executive session and they were trying to handle it, but that's another can of worms, really, honestly, us elected officials aren't
Well, people
personnel.
People kept asking me my take. I said, what I didn't understand is, I said, me and Ralph don't see eye to eye on hardly anything. I mean, we've been around a long time, but the thing that stuck out with me, he asked this question at least 6 times. They kept saying, you're out of your lane, you're overstepping, da-da-da. And he said, well, give me one example of what I've done, and I'll try to correct it, but they couldn't give him any example. So that's why it just didn't seem like it had much substance. If you can't give the man an example of what you're saying he did wrong.
At that point where we were that night in that meeting, I think an example would have been fine, because it had already got the – it was already. And
I tell people all the time, at least Ralph will come on the show. Like I said, this show is to get the information out there. Like I said, all those commissioners are invited to come to the show. I asked several, they all turned it down, so I can't get them to come. So appreciate you coming. But that's what this forum's about, to have people come, tell people all the time, people like Buddy Carter, the governor, all those people, they're not on the show because they're on the show because they know how many people out there listening. They want to get the information out there. So I appreciate them coming. That's one thing I say about Ralph. I said we've had battles back and forth, but he always comes and answers any question we have to answer. So you got to give him credit for that. So.
I do. I mean, he does. He doesn't mind walking into the fire.
No, he doesn't. Yeah, he doesn't mind walking the fire. But like I said, the thing that stuck out to me at that meeting, he looked them all and said, "Look, tell me what I've done wrong. Give me one example of what I've done. You're saying I stepped out of my lane. You say you don't have this authority. Give me one example." He asked at least 6 times, one example, and no one could give him an example of what he did wrong. So, yeah. It didn't make any sense to me. It was just a ugly meeting, sad meeting. I said they haven't had one since. But they said they went down to Savannah. I don't know how that went. I talked to Stanley Todd. Stanley had COVID, but apparently he's better because he did the J.W. Blanton funeral this week. So I know he's doing better, so I'm glad about that. But I think he may come on. I've reached out to him. So I said we just extend that invitation to anybody out there on that council, the city manager, whoever wants to come in and talk. We'd love to get their perspective on where they stand.
Yeah.
It's amazing that the attorney, Connor, said don't give advice, legal advice, don't do this in public. Right. And you really want to follow that advice. It was amazing they went ahead through. I didn't know that until you told me later that he advised them not to air this in public.
Right. That's the word I got. The attorney was asked, and he said, that's not a good idea. You want to just not do that. But they did it anyway. So
that's kind of like, it's kind of like my mom tells me all the time. You can do 10 million things good, and you can make that one stupid comment or stupid post on social media. I mean, and I'm guilty. I do it all the time. I mean, I'm a human, and it takes years to recover from it. I mean,
Well, after all that took place, what was funny is the mayor said, well, hopefully we can put all this behind and work for them, so hopefully they can. But,
yeah.
But it just wasn't a good look, like I said. And like I said, the first thing people see when they come to Wayne County, if they're not from Wayne County, they pick up the newspaper, listen to the radio, they hear all this stuff. It's just not good.
No, we went through it with the county.
All the time. Yeah, we say it all the time. But you can't have the city and county fussing and fighting with one another. Everybody's got to pull together. If you're going to get anything done, you got to pull together. I said we go back to that time, way back when we got everything. Got the federal prison, got Duramed, got everything came because everybody worked together and nobody cared who got the credit. But you had great leaders back then. That's what I keep telling people. I just don't say leaders.
You should work together and not have power grabs and all this kind of stuff. What can we do to help Jessup? What can we do to help Scriven? What can we do to help Wayne County and Odom? Instead of, power grabs, jealousies, talking behind people's backs, trying to hurt someone. Just say, all right, we've been elected by whatever, who it is, whether it's all Wayne County or Jessup or Scriven or Odom, to help look after the citizens of Jessup, and does this help serve the benefit and the well-being of the citizens of Jessup or Wayne County or Scriven or Odom? And so I know a lot of folks, are upset about it because one thing that Jessup's been proud of for the past many years is how well the city of Jessup has been run. Matter of fact, I know that years ago, some of the county commissioners were a little jealous of Jessup because you were having that infighting in the county, but Jessup was running well, and now there seems to be controversy. So hopefully they can get it all worked out and not have jealousies and power grabs and people telling people what they can and can't do and that kind of stuff, and everybody move forward to try to help all the citizens of Jessup.
Yeah, I mean, we depend in Scriven, we depend on help from city of Jessup, Wayne County, city of Odom, all of us. They're our sister city and basically like our big sister and big brother and whatever you want to say. I hope that that continues. So far it has. We haven't really had an issue at all over our way, but we're there to help them as well at any time.
Well, Friday night I was there. What I noticed is, I don't know if all your council was there. The majority of your council was at the event. So that was
let me play it back. Tony definitely was there. Miss Raquel was there. Adam was there. Lee was there, and Bobby Gray came through early in the day. I'm not sure if he was there during the actual concert, but he was there when we were setting up. So yes, every one of my council and every one of our council over there was total praise of thank you so much. This is I tell people, I've told them afterwards, the funny thing to me is there's one thing that I can do and I'm talented with, and that's putting on a party. You can call it a party. That's that's what it is. We're not going to do nothing shoddy. We're going to try to do it the best we can with circumstances we got going on. And a few years ago when I begged them to let's do this and showed them that we can pull this off, and with a great staff I got, we're able to get everything done. Everybody's bought in. That's what it's about. 4.5 years ago, they bought in to this vision. And don't think it was just an easy road. We've had our, ups and downs and disagreements, and we've had some pretty ugly ones ourselves, but we ain't had them in the public, because what happens is that's our city, and we already fight for business over there. So if we show that we are in a mess and we can't work together, well, you can forget anything of that happening. And now 5 years later, we're seeing some of the fruits of that labor. Buddy has been with the city, I'm just going to throw a number because I ain't sure exactly, but probably close to 10 years. Well, we haven't done water or in sewer taps as many as we've done in the past 4 months. We have people moving our community from all over because they want to be a part of what we got going on. We might not have a restaurant, we might not have right now. We got the Friendly, but what we do got is we got the number one small town in USA, and in my personal opinion, and everybody knows everybody, and everybody helps out. Fine example, you had the Hershey's on yesterday morning. I listened. They're talking about
band directors.
Yes,
County High School.
Sammy Allday was just hired to be Arthur Williams' band director. Well, Sammy and I go back a history. Sammy was Reagan's drum major at Troy. Sammy's one of the first ones I met at Troy. We became good friends and stayed in contact. When this job come open, Sammy told me he was applying. He was able to get the job. And Sammy lives straight across the road from me now. And he told me last night, this will be his first year teaching. He'll be at Arthur Williams. I was sitting there talking with him last night in his front yard, and he said, you know, this is the first time in my life that I've been this far away from my parents. And he said, you know, and this week has been tough for me. He moved in this week. He said, so I was out here walking around in the front yard, and he said, and I looked up, and Mr. Danny Rogers has a flagpole right there in front of his house, right beside my house, and he always keeps a new flag on it. And he said, he looked up, and that flag was waving in the wind, and he said, you know, this is where God's put me here. And while I was walking around, he said, 4 people stopped by. Hey, you don't look familiar. Where are you from? And now, I mean, that's just how we do it in Scriven. He walked through the festival. Everybody was stopping him. You're not a local. Who are you? I mean, now he's already embedded, you know, a 1 week into the city of Scriven, and it feels like home to him. And that's what we try to promote over there. And I told our council, I said, you know, if we could pull off even 2 at this point, 2 of these concerts a year like this, or, you know, my goal would be 1 every 3 months or 1 every 4 months.
You made the comment Friday night. You want 1 every month.
I would want 1 every month, but they ain't going to let me do that.
He said that. He
ain't going to let me do that.
I know, but you said I'd do 1 of these every month.
I would. But look, but my goal here. Yeah. My goal to that was the next Saturday morning, I walked in the Friendly Express, and time I walked in, Amy said, Jason. I said, what? Oh, my God. The deli was off the chain during that we made over $2,000 in the deli. So I know John and them's doing a story on the economic impact just of that festival in Scriven. You're talking, I mean, so with us not having restaurants and us not having, you know, stuff going on a Friday night or a draw, if we do this, maybe this is our draw. Maybe this is what we can do as a small city, because you have to find your goal, find what works for you, and promote it. Maybe this is what draws people to our community, that makes them, when they get there, they say, man, I like this fire station. I like this little city. Who owns that house right there? Is it for sale? Boom. You know, you've got a citizen moving in. I mean, I just did a presentation in Savannah. Was a presenter for Small City Rapid Fire on the Christmas in the Park. And one of the questions was, how do you come up with, you know, with what you're going to do from another official out there? We're trying to find what we are and find something we can do. And, you know, I told him, I said, you know, maybe you have, well, I'm just using Scriven, maybe you have a turkey oak tree that's the largest. Or maybe y'all plant azalea bushes out the yin yang. Or maybe you got crepe myrtles every 15 foot. I can have a azalea bush festival, a crepe myrtle festival, a turkey oak tree festival. I mean, you got to find what's significant to your community and then grow and build on that. And that's what, you know, this council that I'm privileged and honored to be able to work with in Scriven has done. They've opened their minds up, and they've let, you know, some ideas from some of us younger people. And we haven't guided them wrong yet. And, you know, knock on wood, the Lord will bless us. We got 3 more years, and then we can move on down the road and let somebody else have fun with it.
Okay. All right, got Mayor Jason Weaver from Scriven this morning, kind of giving us a wrap-up of the festival that happened this last weekend with the fireworks show and the festival and the concert with the Second Chance Band on Friday night. We had somebody text in this morning that says, happy birthday to Mayor Ralph Hickox from Randy and Beth Lartz. I didn't know it was his birthday today.
It's his birthday. How about that?
That's what you said. Randy's pretty good about this. They text in a lot of birthdays, and he pretty well knows what's going on. And
does he get to play from the gold tees today?
I don't know.
One more thing about the fireworks. You still have people donate to the fireworks. Does the hospital still?
Yeah, absolutely.
You have several organizations to help out because, like I said, it is a huge undertaking, but it's an annual event, so. You know.
I think the hospital, this is like year 14 or 15 with them. Joe could tell you exactly, but they're a statue there. Rayonier is a statue. Republic Services is a statue. Kel Harris at Harrison Company is a statue, has been supporting it since I got elected, and Tommy Reddish at HDI in Scriven. We can't thank him enough for the gym that we have in Tommy Reddish. It's an electrical company owned by he and Ronnie Mullis, and those guys, not only for this festival and what they donate, but year round. It's every day that something electrical, you can imagine in a city, and Tommy, he's there. They stay late, they come in, then they donate back. He's probably one of our best friends of the city that we have. He actually, we went through the whole big sign debacle with the school system on that sign out there. Well, if you drive through Scriven now, you'll see the sign is up and running. Tommy Reddish, we can thank Tommy Reddish and HDI for taking care of the sign.
Running, huh? Okay.
And your 2 community centers still being used?
Oh, 2 community centers she just sent a text out late yesterday evening we have a big grease board that has both of them wrote on it, and to let me and our public works director Buddy know that community centers are booked out till November. Pretty close every weekend. Just wanted to give us a heads up. So they're both of them. Just every weekend.
That's good.
A text that just came in says, Mayor Weaver, your mother is proud of you. You did a great job. Your team here works hard for our city. Good job.
Well, if that was from my mom, I
hope
it
was from.
I hope that she, if I don't have her support, I'll be backing up.
It just says your mother is proud of you. It didn't say, so.
Oh, it probably ain't Mom. She might not be up. Well, she is up. She usually gets up about 2 or 3 in the morning.
All right. So
and starts calling me. I'm just laying down,
All right, hey. Mayor Weaver in this morning. We appreciate you coming in and be with us here on the world famous Butch and Bob Show.
Absolutely. Thank you guys for everything you do.
All right, take care. All right, the world famous Butch and Bob Show right here on WIFO, brought to you by, it says, it's your mother, LOL, finally a success. So it is your mother, apparently. Okay, so world famous Butch and Bob Show brought to you by O'Quinn & Associates, Murphy Builder Supply, and First Southern Bank. 105.5 FM in Jessup, Big Dog Country Radio, WIFO.